Hi folks, I hope all of you are doing well. Today I'm here to talk about LK-99 and the process of scientific due diligence, or the process of due diligence in scientific discovery. Um, I think most of you would have heard about LK-99. For the uninitiated, LK-99 stands for Lee Kim 99. So it has been in the news in the recent past because it was touted to be the holy grail of physics research in physics. Basically, it was showing room temperature semiconductivity. Basically, semiconductivity at room temperature or temperatures less than 400 Kelvin. To give a brief background, LK-99 is not a new material. It has been under active research since 1999, when a team from Korea University led by Subba Lee and another colleague, based on whose names the material's name is derived, which is basically Lee and Kim, LK-99. It's a mix of copper and a few other materials. Why it is in news now is that there was an archive paper or a preprint that was released in the archive this year, couple of months back, claiming that the material is behaving like a superconductor at room temperature and ambient pressures. So there is a lot of active research going on, because trying to find out a superconductor is kind of the holy grail of modern day research. But the biggest challenge has been to identify a material that behaves as a superconductor at room temperature and ambient pressure. There is actually proven material that behaves as a superconductor at very low temperatures, close to the absolute zero. However, we are still yet to find a material that behaves as a superconductor at room temperature and ambient pressure. I am here today not to talk about details about this material, because there are a lot of videos in YouTube about that. I am here to talk about something very interesting with regard to scientific research and the process of due diligence. Making sure things are what they are, and how in a very, very rare occasion we are able to experience at least the process of how amazing discoveries are made. Sadly, the general consensus as of yesterday is that LK-99 is not really a superconductor at room temperature, but it has been a very interesting experience to go through this process of how people have been trying to independently validate or check whether LK-99 is a superconductor or not, as claimed by the group from Korea. There have been one thing to note here is that there have been a few prior studies where the groups which came out with claims of superconductivity at room temperature had to withdraw their papers because of some flaws in the data or even data manipulation. But that has not been the case with this material. It is basically about the difficulty or the ease with which the material is being produced, and whether it's actually behaving as a superconductor or not. Has the scientific due diligence been performed? Have the controls been correctly checked, etc. So this is very interesting. All the major scientific discoveries that humanity has made have all been independently validated by multiple groups across the world, and over a period of time, let's say 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 years, things have been solidified as, okay, this is indeed true. This is applicable to all the basic laws of physics, the classical mechanics, quantum mechanics, whatever relativity, general relativity, whatever big theories that have come to exist have been independently validated by multiple groups across the world. We have heard about these stories, like how multiple groups corroborate findings by one group, and then finally people across the world get awarded the Nobel Prize for this discovery. That's interesting. We have all heard the history of science, but this is an occasion where we are actually able to witness this history in the making, even though the outcomes have been negative, but the process, we are able to see the process live in our own lifetime. I don't know how many of you are aware. So this video is mainly about how you can track this live process of independent validation and people trying to reproduce the work globally. So interestingly, if you go and check the Wikipedia page of LK-99, I have it open here. You may not be able to see it clearly, but that's fine. If you go and see the wiki page of LK-99, you can see the details about the material, about who has brought out the paper, etc. But all that's fine, just like any other general wiki page. However, if you scroll up, you can see a very interesting section where on a very active basis, almost like a live feed, you can see who all are working on this reproduction of the process actively across the world. You can see experimental studies, and you can see which groups in which countries are now trying to replicate the experiments. What is the outcome? You can see different color coding, like have they been a partial failure, partial success, failure, success, etc. And you can see this color coding and see what is the status of their reproduction. And have been tracking this for the last couple of weeks or maybe 3 weeks. It is very interesting to see it's almost like seeing a TV drama series and unfolding in front of your eyes, just that it's related to scientific discovery. And you can see it's very, very nice to see the global humanity coming together and trying to see, did we really nail this holy grail? And you can see even a group from India, from NPL, tried to reproduce. They were able to at least bring create the material, and it's a very, very, very strong group from India. And they even check the X-ray structure of the material, etc. You can see groups from Russia, Taiwan, USA, South Korea, everyone trying to reproduce it. There is even a section on theoretical studies, because it's something about basic physics. You need to also theoretically validate whether under these given conditions, under the given crystal structure of the material, theoretically at least does it behave like a superconductor. Indeed one group did say that there is a chance that it could be a superconductor. And you can see that most reproductions have not been able to confirm the superconductivity. The only consensus that they have been able to reach is that it's generally a insulator, but at a particular temperature range, less than 400 Kelvin, it behaves as a ferromagnetic or a diamagnetic material, and that depending on the amount of impurities there, its resistance significantly drops. However, it does not behave purely as a superconductor at room temperature, is the consensus as on 14th August. It's a very live update actually. You can see a line, you may not be able to see it now, but if you go through the wiki page, you can see a line. As of 14th August 2023, the consensus that it is an insulator in pure form and not a superconductor at any temperature. But that impurities common to the proposed synthesis can produce resistance drops and magnetic response in some small samples. Maybe that some group might be able to crack it. It might even turn out to be a superconductor down the line. And this page is constantly getting updated. It's almost like a live feed, like watching a cricket match live score. You can see how scientists are trying to reproduce this work across the globe. It's very interesting. At least for me, it was very interesting. So I wanted to bring to your notice. If at all you are not following this page, do follow it. It's very interesting to get at least interested in science or the scientific research process. And one more good resource is that, interestingly, there is a group from USA, which is a collaboration of a startup called Varda Space Industries and the University of Southern California. The PI of this work, Dr. Andrew McCaleb, he is very active on Twitter, trying to make this whole process transparent, and he keeps posting videos of how they have been trying to prepare this material, how they have been trying to check its diamagnetism, ferromagnetism and all. It's very interesting to see. They have not been successful, but it's all something that can really excite you in the field of science, and I suggest you to have a look at this wiki page, and also his Twitter details are also on this wiki page. It's very interesting, and you will even get very interested in the scientific research process itself. And this shows how science transcends boundaries. Everybody is trying to prove, did we really crack a holy grail for humanity, not necessarily countries. This was really heartwarming for me to go through and keep a track on, and I wanted to share this with you. Enjoy the wiki page. Bye.